Hey, man. How you doing? Good to see you. Thank you. We ready? Okay. Well, first of all, man, hats off to Syracuse. I mean, what an unbelievable fight that those guys had. I mean, Dino does a great job. He's one of the best coaches in this league, and just to see his team play like they did, to come into this place and to compete. I thought they played with a lot of toughness and a will to win, and that's a reflection of the coaching staff. So, but at the end of the day, man, I'm just I'm so proud of our team and our staff. It's been a long week. It's been a very tough week. Challenges within the week, challenges within the game, and the game was kind of a reflection of the week. But at the end of the day, it's all about how you respond. And I always tell our guys, I always talk to them about the heart of a champion, and it's hard to define. It's maybe hard to do that, but it's really, you just know it when you see it, and you know it when you don't. You know it when you see it, you know it when you don't, and man, that's all I can say. The heart of a champion, and that's our culture. That's our off-season program. It's the leadership of our team. Everything in life is about how you respond. It's not about what happens great in your life or challenging in your life. It's how you respond. And I've never been more proud of a team in all my life. I've had a bunch of unbelievable great wins as a head coach. I've been a part of some great ones as a player, great ones as an assistant coach all my years, but I'll never forget this one. This one right here, this one will rank up there with the biggest ones I've ever had. And some people may say, well, it's the fifth game of the year, but it's more than that, because I saw a team grow up. I saw a team stand up for each other and have each other's back and just not quit. Just it's what it's all about. And to go have a 94-yard drive to win the game, 13 plays, 4th and 1, you jump offside. Now you got 4th and 6 or 7 or whatever, and you got a freshman quarterback in there. He ain't been in no moment. When he's played, it's been like, out there just freelancing because it's, the game's over. Game on the line, and he throws a strike. Unbelievable moxie just of Chase. I'm really proud of him. And but our ability to run the ball, I told Tony and Jeff in the third quarter, I said, boys, we're going to have to do this old-fashioned way. And somewhere Danny Ford and Gene Stallings are probably drinking a beer and celebrating somewhere right now, because that was an old school way of winning a game. But it's what we had to do, because we needed to kind of settle Chase down. And if we couldn't have supported him with a run game, we probably would have been in trouble there. But because we needed to kind of just get his legs under him a little bit and create a couple maybe easy throws to where we're not having to drop back, but be able to utilize the action game just a little bit. And so we ran it when they knew we were going to run it. And it was unbelievable. I mean, Travis over 200 yards, incredible. Feaster and Adam Choice, they combined for over 100 yards. We rushed for 290-something yards against basically an 8-man box every single snap. And we did it anyway. And so hats off to our offensive line, our tight ends, our receivers, and just the will of our backs. I mean, it was awesome. It was awesome to see. Even Chase, he pulled it when none of us thought he would pull it. But dadgum, that's just kind of who he is. He just kind of got a little moxie to him. So really obviously was disappointed that Trevor got hurt. But long term, I think all things work together for the good. And what you saw Chase grow up. You saw, I said coming into the season, we had 3 quarterbacks that I thought we could win the league with. Yeah, we got 2. And I thought you saw that today. I think Chase proved that he can go in there and be a heck of a player for us. So in the long run, this will be a defining moment for this football team. And I'm glad we didn't lose the game. We won the game, but it'll be a defining moment because of how they responded, how they came together. It was just incredible, the leadership that I saw all week from our guys and how they supported the quarterbacks, how they supported each other. the no quit. I mean, our defense, one of the things we talked about last night was they're going to get in the red zone. But we've got to somehow, some way hold them to field goals. And there was 3 field goals that you know, as opposed to getting touchdowns. And that was the difference in the game. It gave us a chance to win the game in the fourth quarter. But they had the one score. They didn't score in the second half. They had the one score, and that was off the turnover. Gave them the ball down there on the drop punt. But we made it, plenty of mistakes. But I'm really proud of our D, man. Kendall Joseph had 12 tackles. That sack by Xavier Thomas at the end of the game, unbelievable. And they just hung in there. We got our first interception of the year. I thought we should have had one more. But Trayvon Mullen gets knocked out. Now you got a true freshman in Kyler McMichael out there playing against a pro quarterback. That kid is really good. He is a great winner. That guy is a football player. And Dino's got a heck of a team. They're going to be a tough out for everybody they play. Their defensive line is good. But I thought we wore them down. You know, I thought at the end of the game we just wore them down. And we imposed our will on the opponent. And that was awesome to see. It's not kind of how I envisioned winning the game today, but it's all about finding a way to win and making some adjustments and finding a way with what you got. And I thought our team was able to do that. I thought Will Spires punted the heck out of the ball today. That number 10 was a weapon, and he had 0 punt return yards. So that was big. Greg rallied back, made a couple big kicks for us. But the 94-yard drive was unbelievable. So I'm just proud of our guys. We're off to a good start in the division. That was a big win for us. We're 2-0 in the league. Another big challenge this week, going back on the road, a good Wake Forest team. We've got a lot of work to do. We got to get our third quarterback ready to go. That's for sure. But I have no doubt that this team right here today took a big step forward as a football team. And I'm excited to get back to work with them on Monday. I'm excited to watch this tape. I'm excited to teach on Monday when we get these guys in here, because we got a lot we're going to be able to teach from in this game. And I appreciate our fans. I thought our fans were phenomenal today, especially we needed them in the fourth quarter. And I thought they rose up and gave us great energy to finish the game. So just like I said, one for the ages, one I won't ever forget. And you know, we'll grow from it. I know y'all gonna ask about Trevor, and he's really doing great. He actually wanted to come back in and play. He got banged up, and you know, he had kind of concussion-like symptoms. You know and you just don't mess with that. And you know, he was trying to come back and play. I'm fine. I'm good. I can go. But you know, you trust your doctors and all that stuff, and you know that they shut him down. So that's what they do. And I say, hey man, we got it. We get the next guy ready to go, and we'll find a way to do it. We'll find a way to get it done. So I thought he did some really good things in the first half as well. We had some mistakes. We had a opportunity to score a touchdown, and we have a lineman like 10 yards downfield on a pass protection. It wasn't a play action. It was a pass pro. So just some things we kind of shot ourselves in the foot. We read a signal wrong. That's what led to the turnover. On the first turnover that we had in the red zone, they got a field goal off of that. So we just had a few mistakes, but I thought he settled in and really played well. And didn't think we protected well early. But like I said, we got it done in the second half and took a big step forward.
Was Trevor nothing with his shoulder?
No. It was just he had a headache and they've got that we got a whole medical team that handles all that stuff, and they've got questions and tests and all that. And he if you talked to him after the game, you'd think he was. I don't know if he even interviewed with y'all. I don't know, but you'd think he was great. Like, he was trying to come back in the game, but just like I said, they shut him down. So he'll be in our protocol, and but he was really good after the game. He was celebrating with his teammates and all that stuff. So hopefully he'll bounce back and be okay. But regardless, we got to get that third guy ready. So get Ben up to speed a little bit and continue to work Renfro and make sure he's ready to go. He'd have been the next guy in. He even came up to me after the game. He said, "Would I have been going in if something happened to Chase?" I said, "That's right. Yeah, big boy, you're going in. So you better be ready." And Chase is refusing to go down. He's like, fighting for extra yards, and I'm just going, "Oh my God." But I love the will to win. I love the competitiveness of it, and just a great win for our team. A great win, especially at this point of the season. So we're happy to be 5-0, and we're moving on.
Coach, you're 24-4 in games decided by 8 points or less since 2011. It seems like you have to gut one out like this every year. Does success just beget success? How much of that confidence carries over from class to class?
Well, I think so. I think they all draw on their experience. They just think they're supposed to win. And they believe they're going to win. They believe somebody's going to make a play, and there's no question. I mean, that's an unbelievable stat over a long period of time. So that's the culture of our program. And again, that's leadership development, that's off season. It's everything when you get in those moments, because it's easy to look for cover. But our guys, man, they just keep fighting. And I mean, there were some tough situations that we put them in out there. They get the touchdown, like I said, off the drop punt. That daggum punter, man, holy cow! He was bringing rain out there. But Maury was disappointed. Maury's a great competitor and one of the most consistent players we have, and that was a big mistake. But we overcame it, and a lot of mistakes, and we found a way to win. And that's a mark of a good team. Not only did we find a way to win, we were down 2 scores. And a 2-score game, and we had to come back and do it in the fourth quarter. So that's gutsy. A lot of guts, a lot of courage, and a lot of heart.
Well, when you talk about adversity, you couldn't ask for a better palette to paint a picture for these kids to look at in the future. But everything you could think of possibly went wrong with injuries and quarterback going down. Talk about the adversity of this team coming over it.
Yeah, it was awesome. And, we talked a lot about that this week. And Trayvon Mullen goes down, and Kyler's out there, the freshman. But, we're living in la-la land if we think we're not going to have adversity in our life for the rest of our life, whether it's, football. In the big scheme of things, we ain't really had no adversity. This is a game. But it's been adversity when it's something that you are passionate about and something that we work so hard at and everybody's so invested in, and you have – some of the challenges that we had this week. Mark, tell him you call him back. Mark, we sat him down for team rules today. And Cornell was not suspended, but he couldn't play. He had an academic issue, and hopefully that gets resolved. But so just and then obviously their situation with Kelly earlier in the week. There was just a lot going on, and then Trevor. It was just like, what do you call it, Murphy's Law? That's what it was. But the Tigers overcame it, and it's awesome to see.
What about ankle?
He rolled his ankle. He started the game, and he was a little tender on it on Wednesday at practice, but bounced back. Actually, a little tender. He came back Tuesday. It was a little tender Wednesday, and he thought he was going to be able to go the whole time. But once he got out there, he just didn't feel like he could quite do what he needed to do. So we bumped Pollard out there, and we're fortunate that we've got some pretty good flexibility within the offensive line. And there's another one that you're down a guy right there, a really good football player, but we still found a way.
For fans that were worried about the locker room maybe coming into the game, what does something like that do for those fans specifically in terms of the expectations of how this team's handling things moving forward?
Well, the fans don't need to worry about this locker room. That's mythical. This is a group of young people that work really, really, really hard and that want to win. So I saw unbelievable leadership this week. Christian Wilkins, simple thing, took Trevor to breakfast Wednesday morning. Just took him to breakfast on his own. I didn't know about it. Somebody sent a picture to me saying, "Hey, Coach, I just want you to know the type of leaders you have on your team." It's a random picture, and Christian taking Trevor to breakfast. That's the type of leadership we've got. And so it's inspiring. It's inspiring to see young people especially rally and believe and hang in there and stay together. And like I said, these are lessons that they will carry with them the rest of their life, you know, because I really think a lot of the things that you learn inside the lines, you take with them outside the lines into your life. And, you know, you have things go against you, but it's how you respond. You know, it's how you respond. And these guys responded in a very inspirational way today.
Did Syracuse throw any curveballs or surprise out there that you weren't expecting?
They did a few things a little differently, but pretty much what we thought. I mean, they kind of are who they are. They have an identity that they believe in, and that's why they've been successful. They don't come in every week with a new game plan and all that stuff. But they did a couple things defensively that you know, was a little unique on a couple of calls, but for the most part, it was what we thought we'd get. But you know, we did a good job of you know, sticking to the plan in the run game once we kind of found what we needed to do to catch all. They were blitzing the A gap a lot, the gut X blitzes, and so we really mixed up our gap schemes and our zone schemes really effectively, and hurt them and had just enough misdirection where we kind of sprinkled in some outside stuff that kept them off balance.
With Kelly, has he unenrolled from school, and is there any scenario in which he could rejoin this team?
Yeah, I have no idea, and not talking about anything about Kelly. I'm just going to talk about our team. I've addressed everything I'm going to address on Kelly. Wish him all the best, and you know, we're moving on.
Could Chase, seeing his journey from scout team quarterback to behind a bunch of guys in the spring to leading the game-winning drive, can you reflect on what it is about him that allowed him to meet this moment?
Yeah, well, if you really have paid attention, and the local people around here know, I mean, I've been talking about Chase Bryce since the spring. He was our third guy in the spring, and I said many times in fall camp, y'all aren't asking me about Chase Bryce. I'm telling y'all, this kid can play. I've said from the get-go, I said I think we have three guys that we can win the league with, and that's now we got two, and we got to figure out at least get a half of another to be ready. But so I'm not surprised. I mean, but he hasn't had to go do it. So that's that. In the long run, what happened today may be one of the best things for our team, because it's not down the road where he gets thrown. I mean, he will never forget this. This is for him to have to go in and win a game in that type of situation. He's his confidence, his belief, but more importantly, what his teammates saw in him. It's priceless. And so I'm really just proud of him. But we recruited him. He was one of the top 15 quarterbacks in the country. He played at a great high school in Grayson, one of the biggest schools in the country, one of the winningest programs around. Won a state championship. He's just a really good player. And as I've said many times, sometimes he's a little unorthodox, but he's just got a lot of swag, a lot of moxie. He's just even keel, and he can sling it. He can sling it. But I thought the game slowed down. It was really, really fast early, but we did a good job of kind of just building around him a little bit to kind of let him slow his breathing down and settle in. And then when we had to have it, he was ready. So just really proud of him. Really proud of him.
Coach, how much of a life lesson is that for your team now? The fact that Chase stuck around for the Johnsons and the Trevor Lawrence's signing with Clemson, and then to be paid off and reap the fruits of his determination.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, we got to have more than 11 guys. I mean, it's just you got to have a whole roster, and you know, it's just like those backs. I told our local media coming in, y'all ask me the question every year, kind of what group. I said, well, there are running backs. That group right there will be the group on this team that I think is going to be special. And after 5 games, man, our 3 running backs, I thought Adam Choice was great today. And again, Feaster, I thought he wore them down. His fresh legs were huge at the end of the game. I wish I'd have got him a few more carries, but it was those guys were great. But I think everybody, as you look at, I mean, we need more than one guy. We're not going to win with 11 guys. So everybody's got to be ready. And Chase is a guy that redshirted last year, put a lot of work in. He's worked hard to develop, to prepare for this moment. And I'm just tickled to death for him to be able to build off of this. Because like I said, you think he's going to stroll around campus on Monday with his chest stuck out? That's pretty cool. That's pretty cool, because now he's led the Tigers to a win. Not only did he lead the Tigers to a win, he did it with the game on the line, 94 yards, 4th and 7. He led the Tigers to a victory and even pulled one and ran it. He's a bad-looking runner, isn't he? But it was what a big play by him. So it's just awesome. It's just awesome to see what I saw today. And that locker room was incredible. But listen, you got to. I don't want to lose in the conversation of what happened. In fact, we won the game of what Syracuse did. I mean, those guys. I knew this was going to be a tough out. Those guys played their hearts out. I thought we wore them down. I thought we imposed our will at the end. But man, they're some tough dudes. And them 8 or 9 starters they had back on defense, they got a good front. But offensively, that quarterback, he's a problem. Please tell me he's a senior. As that guy is a really good football player. Hopefully their team stayed healthy as well. But last year when they beat us, they lost the next 5 games in a row. I don't think that's going to happen this year. I think these little boys they're going to have a heck of a season. So I'm really happy for Dino and the job that he's done. They got a good football team.
Like you spoke at the depth, what did you think about Xavier Thomas making some big plays this year?
Unbelievable. I mean, he's special. Just shot out like a rocket. There's going to be a whole lot more of that to come. That's for sure. He's got a bright future in front of him. We had a little indie package today. I don't know if y'all really noticed that or not, but where we had Clee in the game and Austin in the game and Xavier in the game together and Christian just, because this quarterback, I mean, he when you got him hemmed up, you don't have him hemmed up. He just somehow finds a way to escape and avoid. And so we had a little indie package where Xavier could go get him and we could spy with him, we could blitz with him. But right there at the end, we just, we got fresh legs in there and he just went and got him. I mean, it was a blur. I don't think the quarterback ever – I think it was the only sack we had. This guy – you don't sack this quarterback very often. He just – the ball is gone. He gets rid of the ball. It's frustrating. And they don't care if it's incomplete. They just don't want negative plays, and then they come right back at you. But that was a huge play right there at the end of the game.
Playing an offense that stretches you so much on the perimeter, then, losing Mark Fields, and then losing Trayvon Moore. How did the freshmen step up, and how did they play in the face of
Well, Kyler was the guy. I don't think we got Mario in there. I think Kyler took all the snaps, but I'm proud of him. I mean, same thing, kind of like Chase. It's one thing to go do it in practice. It's another thing to have to be out there on an island, game on the line. You got a dang pro quarterback that ain't afraid to put the ball up and can put it on a spot. I'm really proud of Kyler. I mean, he did a good job. He had a couple of technique things, but he's going to that's the most he's played, and certainly the most critical situations that he's played in our first 5 games. So another situation where we got a chance to grow our team. We'll get Trayvon back. We'll get Mark back, but we got better in all areas.
Coach, the decision to go for it on 4th and 6.
Yep.
We had a couple of timeouts left. Did it ever cross your mind to perhaps punt and see if you get a 3 and out, or you're going for it all the way? And how do you come up with that play call?
No way was I giving the ball back to that quarterback in that situation. We're either going to win it or lose it right there. If we didn't get it, we still had a couple timeouts, but I wasn't going to volunteer and give them the ball. And because they can run the ball. I mean, they do a good job, especially when they can get an extra hat. And I just felt like, I was frustrated on the 4th and 1 because we got it. But we went with a two safety type of call, with a corner route by T and a flat route by the tight end to try to hold the corner down. And the corner, I got to see it on tape, but if I remember correctly, the corner kind of drifted just a little bit. So we kind of had a little window with a guy over the top and a guy underneath, and T did a nice job of breaking his route off underneath over the top coverage and just chased through a strike. I mean, he just threw a strike right where it needed to be, out front. I just thought it was the right call. And sometimes they go for you, sometimes they don't. But I thought that I was just worried about having enough time at the end and them flipping the field on us, punting us deep. And, I'm like, you know what? Hey, we're midfield. It's 4th and 7. If at least we got a chance right here to if we don't get it, we got the 2 timeouts. They're on a short field, still punch you deep, but they're not back and and driving the ball if we punt it and running the clock and use our timeouts and all that stuff. So it worked out for us.
Yeah, well, you brought up Chase's high school career. Do you realize his last drive in his high school career, he went 95 yards on a fourth quarter drive to win the game for high school?
In the state, yeah, I remember this. I think they beat Roswell, if I remember correctly. They beat Roswell in the state championship, and I think they ran like a switch route to win it. But I didn't know it was a 95-yard drive. So there you go. He brought it with him.
What happened with Trayvon?
His ankle. He rolled his ankle.
Good to go in the future.
Well, they ain't gonna cut it off. So. I don't think you're going to amputate it, so he should be back at some point.
Dabo, despite everything that happened with Trevor in the first half, the players said they had a lot of confidence going into the break with Chase. What was your message to the guys? Because obviously, like you said, it's been difficult for you guys.
At what point? Halftime, you said?
Just going into halftime.
Yeah, well, I just told them at half, look, they outplayed us. We turned it over. They had a couple big plays over the top of us. We missed a field goal. They made 3 or whatever at that point. So they just outplayed us. We had some bonehead. We turned it over on a missed signal, which is we had an unbelievable play set up, and we messed that up. Then we've got a chance to score a touchdown. We got a lineman 10 yards down the field on a pass pro. So we did some boneheaded things that kind of hurt us and didn't take advantage of some opportunities that were there. But they just outplayed us. But I said, look, we're going to be just fine. And we're going to get the ball. Let's settle in. Let's battle. All right. Let's find a way to get some control in the third quarter. We're going to have to run the football, challenge the offensive line, challenge the backs, challenge the tight ends, challenge the wideouts. We have got to support Chase with a run game. We can't ask Chase to go out there and drop back and win the game. That's not fair. We're going to have to support him until he can kind of, like I said, breathe a little bit. Put yourself in that situation. Even for Trevor, as well as he's played and as much as he's played, it was still it's a little different run out there first, and all the stuff in the week and all that. So I just kind of told him to hang in there. Listen, we're gonna be fine. All right, we'll find a way to win it in the fourth quarter. So nobody panic. We still got everything we need to win the game. We got to get a turn.